Hey, welcome to today's workout. Today we are going to think about trying to stretch the body as much as we can. So really getting as much length as to our arms and our legs as we can and staying controlled through our core. As always, if an exercise doesn't feel right for you today, then skip it, modify it, change it, replace it with something else. Do what you need to do. Remember, you can always video yourself and I will have a look. And if you have any questions, then just contact me and I will do my best to help. So we're going to start standing and we're going to come into a side bend. So we're going to take our arms up and just reach them up as long as you can. Let the shoulders come up and we're going to go over into a side bend. Try not to push your hips out. So we're going to keep the hips stacked and we're going to go up and over. Feel that stretch through your side. Try not to twist. So you want to feel like you're pulling your arm back slightly and then back to center. Reach up and the other side. Good. Hold. And back to center. We'll do that once more. Reach up and over. And center. Up and over the other side. And back to center. Good. Bring the arms down. Just circle the shoulders. We're going to come into a little back stretch. So we're not hinging. We're not trying to kind of hinge from our lower back. We're just trying to think of kind of lifting the chest up and moving the upper part of the back. So we're going to reach the arms up. We're going to look up towards our hands, not all the way back here, just gently. And we're going to think about lifting the chest and trying to lift the chest up a bit more, up a bit more. Good. And then back to center. Bring the arms down. So it's barely a movement, really. What I don't want to see is that kind of this hinging from our back here and the hips pushing forward. We're going to just keep our hips nice and still. So I'll show you from this side. The arms come up and we lift and lift and lift. And you get that stretch through the whole front of the body. So you shouldn't feel it in your back. You should feel like a stretch to the front instead. So from here, we're going to do like a little crouching stretch. So we're going to have heels together, toes apart, and we're going to take our arms up and we're going to bend our knees and we're going to try and grow taller as you come all the way down, and your heels can lift up here and our knees are open, and we're going to take our hands onto the floor. So just fingertips down and we're going to slide forwards, drop our head down, and then try and round your back. So you're going to try and lift your abs up, round your spine, keep those arms reaching forwards, hold, and release. And again, round. Keep trying to tuck the tailbone under, lifting the belly button, arms reaching forwards, and release. And again, last one. Round and release. Good. Keep reaching forwards with your upper body. So keep those arms long, and then we're going to slowly come down onto our heels and then onto our bottom. So it should be a nice smooth movement. So I'm going to come forwards and we're going to have feet hip width apart. Press down through the feet, knees bent, roll yourself all the way back. Back of the neck long, feet hip width apart, pelvis in neutral, so pubic bone and two hip bones on the same plane, arms by your side, back of the neck long. Just get comfortable here. You want your arms to kind of sink down to the floor. And take a couple of deep breaths. Exhale as fully as you can. And when you're ready, on an exhale, close the gap between the lower back and the mat. And then inhaling back to neutral. Close in the gap. And inhale back to neutral. Good. Keep going with those. Just trying to work with your breath. Don't be in a hurry. Remember, we're working on getting as much length and stretch to the body as we can today. And we'll do one more. And then we'll take that into some hip rolls. So we're going to come into our pelvic tilt, roll up through each vertebra, press down with the arms. Don't let the arms slide up. Reach them long and roll down. Take your time, especially where it feels tight. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Inhale at the top, exhale and roll down. Take as many breaths as you need to do this, so do it in your own time. Keep the back of the neck long, as if you're going to try and keep looking over the tops of your knees. I'm going to do 3 more. Good. And last one. Good. Straighten the legs and squeeze your inner thighs together, so like you were standing up on the floor, and then just flex your feet. And then we're going to reach the arms overhead and point the feet and get a big stretch here. So try and keep your ribs down. So we don't want to get an arch through our back. Ribs stay down, arms reach long, toes reach long. Nice big stretch. Good. And then back to center, arms come down. Okay, keep your feet flexed and then lift your arms up. We're going to curl up. Now point your toes, squeeze those legs together. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Squeeze in the legs. So if this doesn't feel good on your lower back, then bend your knees, so you can do that here. But if you can, just think about pushing those toes away, squeezing the legs together, keeping the arms moving. Focus on your breath. Just a breathing exercise, that's all it is. Get nice and wide through the shoulders. Good, nice long, strong arms. And we're going to hold and roll down. Good, okay, we're going to come up into some roll-ups. So let's flex our feet here and bring them into parallel. So we're going to keep squeezing those legs and we're going to lift the arms and take a nice deep breath, and then on an exhale, rolling up and reach forwards and keep trying to bring your lower back behind you. So as if someone's got you around the waist and they're pulling you back from the waist and you're trying to reach forwards. Hold, take a couple of breaths and then roll back. Take the arms overhead, keep the ribs down, point your feet. Big stretch here and then flex the feet, lift the arms, roll up, reach forwards, pull the waist back. And roll down. So I don't want you to hurry these. Try and take your time. Just trying to feel that stretch in the body. Waist comes back. Arms reach forwards. Then rolling back. Keep those legs squeezed. Point the feet. Reach the arms back. Ribs down. Good. We do one more. And this time we're going to let the waist come forwards as well and just into a bit of a stretch here. So just going as far as you can. And all the way up. Good. Okay, let's come into some leg circles. So we're going to roll ourselves down. We're going to start with the right leg. So our left leg is going to press into the floor. So this hip stays down. And our right leg, we're going to flex our left foot. We're going to point our right foot. We're going to bring the right leg in. So just make sure that you don't hitch that hip up. So make sure that the pelvis stays level, and then hold the back of the thigh if you can. You can use a belt or a band or something for a bit more support if you need to, and then just straighten this leg up towards the ceiling. Good. And circle the ankle. Make a nice big circle. Good. And now circle the other way. And back to center. Try and draw that leg back a bit more. Pull up through your kneecap, engage your quad. Hold for a stretch. If your hamstrings are tight, I apologize because this is very hard work if your hamstrings are tight. And we're going to lower the legs down. We're going to lower the arms down. Leg is going to stay lifted, and we're going to go across and reach that leg long and back to the top. Across, draw a big circle. Good. One more. And now we're going to go the other way. So you're going to reach out to the side and down and around, out to the side. Good. Reach the leg long, try and keep it straight. Last one. And up to the top. Hold the back of the leg again and see if you can kind of draw it back a bit more. Good. And lower that leg down. Flex the foot. So it should feel like your right leg is now a bit longer than your left leg. That's good. But we need to do the left leg so that we don't walk lopsided. So we're going to hold the back of the thigh. Make sure your pelvis is level. Hold it here for a stretch. Good. And circle your ankle. And then the other way. Good. Point the foot. Try and draw the leg back a little bit more. And then bring your arms down, across, down and around. Focus on the length to that leg. Can you make your leg a little bit longer, a little bit straighter? Press down through your right leg. Circle the other way. And back to center. Hold the leg, try and draw it back more even further. Good. And then keep hold of this leg. Press it down towards the floor. So you're pressing into your hands and use that to lift yourself up. Good. And we're going to go into roll like a ball. So from here, we're going to rock to the back of the seat bones and then see if you can take hold of one wrist, lift your chest, reach over, look towards your belly button, inhale, roll back, exhale, roll up. Keep the chin tucked in. Good. One more. And hold it here. Good. Well done. So single leg stretches next. And what we're going to focus on is that reach with the straight leg and the pull back of the bent leg. So you can take your leg high if you need to. You can have your head and chest on the floor, whichever suits you better. So we're going to extend our left leg. Make sure your hips are square. Roll back. I'm going to keep holding my right leg, right hand, right ankle, and then I'm going to pull this right leg in as much as I can. So I get that big stretch, and then reach my left leg really, really long. So it's not kind of floppy, it's extending out through my toes, and I'm going to lift it to about 45 degrees. So I'm going to pull this leg in, and I'm going to switch them around. I'm going to pull that left leg in, push my right toes forwards and switch. Good. Really using your arms to help pull the knee in and then reaching out through the extended leg. Good. And bring both knees in. Roll back. We're going to do a double leg stretch. And this time, I'm going to keep the arms and the legs reaching forwards. So we're going to have heels together, toes apart, and we're going to have a hand on each shin. Curl up if you're doing that bit, and we're going to reach our legs and our arms forwards. So we're going to inhale and reach and reach and reach towards your toes, and exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen, keep the tailbone down, reach. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Squeeze your glutes, exhale in. Squeeze the legs together. Last one, reach, hold, and down. Roll down. Good. Just rock gently side to side. Okay, we're going to come into spine stretch forwards. So just rock yourself up here. And then feet about mat width apart. Flex your feet. Sit on blocks if you need to. You can bend your knees if you need to. We're going to reach the arms out. We're going to sit up nice and tall as we inhale. So inhale and lift. Exhale, pull the waist back. Reach the upper body forwards. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come back. Exhale, reach, stretch, pull the waist back, pull the belly button in. Good, two more. Good, back to center, into open leg rocker. Now we're not going to actually do the rocking bit. We're just going to try and reach out through our legs. So again, if you've got tight hamstrings, it is going to be a bit challenging. But that's okay, we've got to stretch them somehow, so we may as well try and stretch them here. So we're going to rock to the back of the seat bones. If we're doing roll like a ball, okay? So you're going to try and get into this position. And then you're going to take hold of your ankles, and we are going to try and extend our legs just about a bit wider than our shoulders, okay? If you need to take them wider, then you can. So we're just going to kind of start here, and we're going to draw our waist back, upper body forwards, and just hold for a stretch. Good. Now take them together and see if you can flex your feet. I know, I'm sorry if your hamstrings are tight, this is not lovely. And then point, and flex, and point, and flex, and point, and flex, and point, and flex. And see if you can let go with your hands, and then hold. You're trying to balance, flexing, and pointing, and then bend your knees and come back down, and you'll feel that on your legs as well. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a little side. So instead of corkscrew, we're going to take the leg over to one side. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to lay ourselves down. I'm going to extend the left leg. I'm going to take our right leg up towards the ceiling. And we're going to, with control, so you're not going to let the leg flop over. You try and keep reaching out through the toes. And we're going to reach and make the leg longer and longer and longer. And it's going to go down. This hip's going to lift up. We're going to go down till it's about level with our hip, so not to the floor. And keep reaching out through the leg. Hold. Should get a stretch here. And then make it longer. And bring the leg up. Good. And again, so we're going to reach the leg long. Reach it across the left leg. And over. And hold for a stretch. And reach it up. Good. With control, no floppy legs. Last one, extend and reach. Lengthen. Lengthen. You're working quite a lot of muscles here. And up. And then just bend that knee in. And rock a little side to side. Good. Okay, take that right leg down. Lift the left leg up. Reach up through your toes. Nice long leg. Keep reaching across and go over your right leg. Good. Extend. Keep pushing through your toes. You might feel a stretch here. And lift up and up towards the ceiling. Good. And again, lengthen and reach. Good. And reach. And lift up. Good. Last one. Reaching across. Try and keep the legs straight as best you can. And up. Bring that leg in. Rock side to side. I'm going to come up for the saw. So hug your knees in. Lift up. And we're going to take our feet a little wider than the mat this time. And we're going to extend our arms out to the side. So from here, so my arms are reaching, but can I make my arms longer? Let's see if I can push out a bit more, kind of widen through my back. So I start to feel the upper back muscles engage. Good, hold it here. And then we're going to inhale, we're going to grow taller. And we're going to exhale and twist to our right and reach forwards and trying to reach towards our little toe. Reach and then see if we can hold and reach a bit more and reach a bit more and come up in your twist. Reach those arms out to the side. Twist your left. Reach towards your little toe. Twist a bit more and reach. And reach and come up, center, twist, reach. And you can kind of see if you can reach your foot here and you can kind of twist a bit more and pull in and get a bit more stretch and up. Reach out through those arms, twist, reach towards your foot. If you can reach hold of it, then just gently hold the outside of the foot. See if you can reach yourself forwards, up. Last one. And up. Other side. Try and look towards that back hand. Good. And back to center. Bring your arms down, just give them a little bit of a circle. We're going to come into like a a back extension with a bit of a neck roll, just to get our neck nice and loose. So we're going to come over onto our front, and we'll have our feet hip width apart. I'm going to come down, so we're resting on our forearms, and you might just want them slightly out to the side, so we lower ourselves down, and you're reaching back through your toes, so really focus on that leg length. We've done lots of work to stretch out those legs, so keep that stretch. So from here, we're going to lift up. Back of the neck is long, so try not to look up towards the ceiling, and then making sure the abs are engaged, the shoulders down, turn, look over the right shoulder, hold for a stretch, roll the head down, and look over the left shoulder, and then back to center. Turn, look over the left shoulder, roll your head down, and look over the right shoulder, and back to center. Look over the right shoulder, and down, left shoulder, and center. Good. Come back down. And then we're going to take our arms just out in front, just slightly wider than your shoulders. And this time we're going to lift up, and we're going to straighten our arms and lift our chest. Push your chest forward. Keep the belly button lifted. Back of the neck long. And try and feel that stretch through the whole front of the body. And then rolling down. Good. Reach back through the legs. And lift. Straighten the arms. Shoulders down. Abs engaged. And down. Last one. Pull the chest forwards as much as you can. And back to center. Good. Just sit back on your heels. Have a little stretch. And then we're going to come onto our front again. And we're going to do kind of like a little bit of double leg kick. But we're not going to do the leg kicking bit. We're just going to do the arms. So we're going to start looking towards our right. And we're going to interlace our fingers and reach our arms long. So you're kind of reaching them towards your toes. And you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Belly button stays lifted. And then we're going to lift the arms, and we're going to lift up and hold. And then bring the right cheek down and lower the arms. So we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades, reach the arms long, lift up. Good. Try not to let the abs pop up. And other side. Reach. Down. Last one. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the arms. Lift. And down. Good. Sit back on your heels again. Reach your arms forwards. Hold it here for a nice stretch. Good. And then we're going to come down onto our side, and we're going to do side kick for our legs. So laying down on your side, line yourself up with the back edge of the mat. Take your feet to the front of the mat. Flex your bottom foot. So this is your stability leg. So you're going to pull that one into the floor. We're going to point our top foot. So all that work that we did, lengthening our legs, I want you to think about extending through that top leg again. This hand's going to come onto the head as well. So both hands are just resting on the back of the head. We're going to lift the leg up, and we're going to go forwards, kick, kick, and squeeze the leg back. Make it longer on the way back. And forwards, and squeeze it back. Try not to twist your body as the leg goes forwards and back, so you don't want to end up rocking with the upper body. You're going to keep that nice and still. Good. Press down through that bottom leg. And last one. And reach that leg behind. Good. And then reach your arm back behind and see if you can take hold of your foot and get a bit of a stretch here. So you're pulling the thigh back, try and squeeze the glutes, try not to tip down. Push your ankle into your hand a little bit as well. You don't want to just do this, kind of push back into the hand. Good, and then lower that leg down. I'm going to turn over and do that on the other side. So use the back edge of the mat to get into position. Legs come forwards. Bottom leg works nice and hard. And then top leg reaches really long, so out of the waist, hand onto the head. Try and look straight ahead, although I'm going to be looking towards you a little bit. But try and look straight ahead so the back of the neck is long. Lift up, and we're going to go back. And that was forwards, and then we're going to go back. Squeeze the leg, and kick, kick, and squeeze. Good. Keep going. Trying to get as much squeeze and length to the leg as it goes back that you can. Make sure your upper body isn't twisting. Good. One more. And squeeze. Keep reaching the leg back. Reach your arm behind you. See if you can find your ankle. Push the foot or the ankle into the hand. Squeeze your bottom. Get a nice big stretch here. There's also a little bit of a nice stretch on your shoulders as well. Good. And release. Good. Okay, we're going to turn over. We're going to come onto our back and we're going to do some single leg teaser. So, turning over onto your back. Take your feet, you don't want your feet too close to your bottom because you'll find it really tricky. So, legs a bit further out in front. And then we're going to squeeze, we're going to lift our right leg and we're going to squeeze our legs in. Good. Okay, reach your arms up and see if you can roll up and reach towards your toes and see if you can take hold of your ankle. Good. So we're going to hold it here and we're going to pull that leg in towards us and roll back. Good. And then see if you can press down into your hands to roll up and reach forwards and rolling back. And you can walk your hands down here and then reach up towards your ankle again if you can. So you can pull your leg back for a bit more of a stretch. Good. And then, like we did earlier, you can use your leg pushing into your hands to lift up. But you can do that a bit lower down because it's a bit hard to do it all the way up here. So you can kind of press down and then reach towards your ankle again. Reach and back. Hold for a stretch. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So lower that leg down. Extend the leg. Reach up. Reach across towards your toes. Try and reach, reach, reach. Take hold of the ankle. Lift up. Reach forwards. Roll back. Walking your hands down if you need to is fine. Good. Hold here. I'm going to move my hands down a bit to come up. And then reach forwards. And down. And again. And rolling back. Good. Pull the leg back for a bit more of a stretch. Good. And lower that leg all the way down. Good. Turn over and we're going to come onto our front again and we're going to go into swimming. So I'll show you a couple of variations just in case you're not sure about this one. So we're going to turn over. We're going to have our feet about hip width apart again, and our arms are out in front, and they're going to be about shoulder width apart or a little bit wider. And we are going to press the pelvis into the floor. We're going to lift our tummy muscles up as much as we can. And we're going to press down through our left arm and our right leg. So we're going to press them into the floor. And we're going to reach our right arm as long as we can and our left leg back as long as we can. And we're going to lift them up along with the head. Okay, so pressing down with one side and then lengthen and lift. And reach, 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 and down. And the other side, reach and down. So I'm not lifting necessarily very high. It's almost like you reach your arm, your leg so long that they start to just hover off the floor. So you don't want to kind of lift up like this and twist the whole body. Make it a much smaller movement and really focus on that length. So you're pushing your fingertips away and you're pushing your toes back as much as you can. So let's do that one more time on each side. So lengthen and lift. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Down. And the other side. Now, if that's too easy and you want a little bit more of a challenge, then we can do arms and legs kind of all together. So you're reaching both arms and legs long, and then we lift up and we start to swim from here. And then you can speed it up and go as quickly as you can, working those back muscles, and then hold down and sit back on your heels. If you haven't done that one before, then start with that first version and wait a little while until you move on to the second version. If you feel it in your lower back, then stick with the first version and maybe pop like a cushion or towel or something underneath your hips to give a bit more support. If you are struggling with it, then video yourself and send it to me so that I can have a look so that we make sure we get it right. So we are going to do a little stretch on our neck. So this is the beginning exercise of a more advanced mat work exercise called crab. And you don't actually have any weight on your head. So a bit like if you do yoga headstands, then you're not actually putting all of your weight on the top of your head. You're using your core and all the other muscles to try and support that. And it's the same in this kind of exercise. So you're going to start on your knees and we are going to roll down and you're going to tuck your chin in and you're going to roll to the top of your head. And then take your hands onto your heels or onto your ankles and try and lift up. So there's loads of space between the mat and my head here. And then I can gently just lower down, keeping the hips lifted. And hold. And then coming up. Now, if you have a neck problem or any kind of upper shoulder issue, then I don't want you to do that exercise, miss that out. But if your neck is okay and that feels okay, then give it a go, but don't actually put weight onto your head. So you're using your core and your leg muscles to kind of keep your head away from the mat. And then gradually you can start to put a little bit of weight there and get a little bit more of a stretch. I don't want you to do that at the moment, not until we've practiced it a bit more. So from here, we're just going to come up to sitting and we're going to do a couple of neck stretches sitting. So we're going to sit on one hand, palm up, and we'll take hold of the side of the head and we're just going to bring the ear gently towards the shoulder. And back to center. Other side, so switch the arms, ear to shoulder. And back to center. And then we're going to take one hand to the side, so it's not on the mat, it's a bit above. And you're going to push through the heel of the hand, try and lift your fingers up. And then we're going to take the ear to the shoulder, so going away from your hand. And back to center, other side. And then back to center. I'm going to come into a side bend. I'm just going to rest one hand here. We're going to reach up. I'm going to go over. And then we're going to try and turn our chest just gently towards the ceiling. And the other side, reach up, go over and turn gently up. Good, one more each side. Good, back to center. Taking the legs out in front. And then we're just going to come into a little forward bend. So try and actually start with knees bent. It's going to be a little bit easier. So you're going to try and keep the back nice and straight. So we're going to lift the chest up and we're going to fold forward. So my ribs are on my thighs. And then I'm going to take hold of my feet. If you can't reach them, then I just want you to go as far as you can. So we're going to keep our ribs on our thighs. And then we are going to start to take the feet out in front. It's a little bit easier if you can slide your feet, but my feet keep sticking to this, so I can't have to kind of inch them out a little bit. So I'm going to keep lifting the chest, and then I'm going to try and slide the feet a little bit more. Keeping the chest lifted, ribs stay on the thighs, and you're just going to gently go as far as you can, and then you can eventually just drop your head down. And just until you feel a stretch, whether that's, a stretch of your back or a stretch of the back of the legs. Just go in as far as you can. Good. And then coming up and cross the legs again. I'm just going to reach the arms behind and just reach those arms back. Pull them away from the body. Lift the chest up. And release. And you are all done. Well done.